As this one gets underway, Jeff, who might they need to be careful with against Los Angeles tonight?
Mike, I've heard all about Lob City. It isn't about Lob City. It's about point guard city. When Chris Paul came to the Clippers, he turned them from a entertaining team into a big-time championship-level team. Why? Because he can probe the defense, he knows when to pass and when to shoot. This guy is an intense competitor that's the envy of every other team in this league.
Double team closing in. Steph Curry's been the MVP candidate, but Klay Thompson, sometimes he gets overshadowed on how many things he does for this team, Jeff.
You can make a strong argument that Klay Thompson is the best two-guard in the league when you factor in his defensive ability. He is so improved defensively from when he first came into the league to now. He can guard point guards. We've seen him match up in the playoffs with Chris Paul. You can see him taking threes. He can lock down twos. I don't think Klay Thompson will ever get his just due because defense is far too often overlooked.
Baamute in the paint. Good finish inside.
You don't want to make a living taking contested two-point jump shots, but here it worked out because of superior concentration.
To Thompson. Making the defense work with excellent ball movement. Green from beyond the arc. The Warriors with the offensive rebound, score the goal and the foul. J.J. Redick picks up his first foul of the night.
Absorbs the contact, finishes the shot, and now works his way to the free throw line.
Hits the free throw, three-point play complete. Jeff, we spoke earlier about Klay Thompson being underrated. Reminds you a little bit like Scottie Pippen playing under the shadow of Jordan, or James Worthy under the shadow of Magic.
Are you kidding, Mike? Did you just compare Steph Curry to Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson? Is that what just happened here? Are you kidding me?
He's one of the best shooters we've ever seen. Why not?
Hey, message to Mike. They dominated over a long period of time. Stop the nonsense.
Number 23. And he hits the first free throw. Jeff, Klay Thompson had that magical game last year when he had an NBA record, 37 points in a single quarter. Remember, he beat the record set by George Gervin and Carmelo Anthony. That was a special night.
It was incredible to watch. When you look back at the 9 three-point shots that he got, there was only one lucky bounce. I mean, he was so pure in that quarter. I wish I was there to enjoy it with the Oracle crowd.
Nice box out by Bogut. And now he moves around the defender from beyond the arc. And Klay Thompson with the play from way downtown. He's got 6 points in this game.
That was a thing of beauty. The form on that catch and shoot. And an even nicer Jay.
Excellent ball movement. Great teamwork. Nice finish around the rim.
The assist from number 6.
Golden State's leading Los Angeles by a score of 10-4. To Barnes. Terrific ball movement. That's a catch and shoot for three. Can't hit from beyond the arc.
That's not a stop. That's just a miss. The other team, wide open shot, not good enough defensively, especially when you're trying to set a tone going forward in the first half.
This is the first. Jeff, remember we were talking about Klay Thompson's 37 points in the single quarter. Imagine if there was a three-point line when George Gervin was playing. How many would he have scored on a given night?
Yeah, and I think George Gervin has a legitimate beef, Mike. He said, hey, I scored the 33 points without the benefit of the three-point line. It makes you think, do all these records need to have an asterisk next to them when you talk about the three-point line? the scoring leaders. All of these things, to me, have been changed and will continue to change because of the impact of the three-point shot.
And here's the replay with another look at that spectacular dunk. What a crowd pleaser.
Number 23.
You know, Jeff, most people recognize Jamal Crawford as a great scorer, but it takes a special talent to be able to be instant offense off the bench.
Yeah, and I think it takes a special mindset, Mike, to be able to see yourself in a six-man role when oftentimes he can say, I'm better than the guy that's starting ahead of me. He can hit you with so many ways to score. The three-point shot, the pick-and-roll game. He's a great free throw shooter. He's one of the all-time great streak scorers.
Crawford's shot turned back. No doubt about it. He hit him. It's called against Green. That's his first. We've talked so much about DeAndre Jordan's defense and his shot blocking. This guy, though, Jeff, he's a solid, efficient scorer.
Because he knows what shots he can make. He's going to score on dunks, on layups, and within 3 feet of the basket. He's a great pick-and-roll player, rolling to the rim, catching the lob. I like it when people know who they are and are not constantly trying to reinvent themselves where their strength now becomes a weakness.
Jordan fires. Jordan's first shot of the night won't go.
I'm a little confused by the shot selection there, Mike. Not sure his coach wanted him taking that shot.
Unable to flip it in.
You got to finish with strength in the paint. You can't go up weak like that.
Whistle blows. That's a foul, and they call it intentional.
Shaun Livingston. That's his first personal foul. The Warriors are now serving the penalty.
Knocks down the first one. And he makes them both. Half a minute to go here in the first. The Warriors up by 6. Moving the ball. Excellent teamwork to Curry. Nice movement around the perimeter. Fires from three-point range. The Clippers with the offensive rebound for another possession. To the rim. Whistle blows. It's a foul. And he'll head to the line with just seconds to go in the first.
First personal foul. Team foul number 4. Golden State Warriors.
Nope. First free throw won't go. Good bounce back. Hitting the second free throw. He's 1 for 2. Quarter winding down. He just flips it up. Buzzer sounds. That ends the first quarter. The Warriors up by 5. We'll be right back with more Wednesday night basketball here on ESPN after the break. So first quarter complete, about to begin quarter number 2. A little bit of a feeling out process.
Well, you're right, Mike. You know, sometimes you don't get a real good grasp on how the game's going to go, but it was well played by both teams. Close, competitive game.
And a nice finish at the basket. He's averaging 11 points per game this season.
The finish of your defense always has to be blocking out and securing the defensive rebound. Here they didn't do it. Good pursuit on the offensive board and allowed him to stick it right back in.
He's fouled, and it's back to the free throw line for 2 more free throws.
Smart basketball, preventing an easy score and putting a poor free throw shooter to the free throw line.
Goes 2 for 2 at the line. You always talk about sacrifice, vital for team success. Andre Iguodala was typical of that last year for Golden State. What a pleasure to watch him perform so well on the biggest stage and get his first championship.
It was, and his sacrifice, and Steve Kerr has said this over and over again, Iguodala's sacrifice was the first step on them becoming this championship caliber team. I'm very happy for Iguodala.
Number 9, Pablo Prigioni.
Livingston moves into the front court. Moving the ball around beautifully. Livingston Has the double team converge. Livingston for three. Can't hit from downtown. Golden State's leading Los Angeles by a score of 19-17. Puts it up. Misses the layup.
Even great shooters are distracted by a great closeout and a hard contest.
Able to knock it down. Golden State shooting 47% from the field tonight.
They haven't wasted any time in establishing an offense based around ball movement and player movement, and the results speak for themselves.
Forced to make the pass. Redick for two, shoots away, converts on the inside. He's averaging 16 points per game this season. To Barnes. Livingston jump shot. Won't go. Three-pointer just off the mark. Jordan's looking to operate from down low. Jordan for two. Gets that one to drop.
The assist from number 9, Paolo Prigioni.
To Iguodala. Look at that hook shot. Not that time. Jordan on the drive. Puts it in. And it's a 2-point lead for LA.
You can tell both of these teams are completely unselfish with the basketball. Look at the assist total, and you can tell that both teams have learned very well that sharing is the true joy in this game.
Off target.
And that's not his shot. He should know better than that.
Slams it in.
A look at the athleticism exploding up to finish with the hammer.
And we'll have a 20-second timeout. Chris Paul, he is desperate to get to a finals, desperate for a championship, but his team not able to get past the second round. What does he have to do to take them there, Jeff?
Well, Chris Paul is a great player. Oftentimes, how far you advance in the playoffs is just as much about who you play with and who you play against as it is how you play individually. Chris Paul has nothing to be ashamed about. This is a team that could win it all.
Great look. Paul forces it up. And Stephen Curry with a hand up to alter that shot.
Great contest on that shot, Mike. He had the shot timed perfectly to challenge and force the miss.
Hall against Thompson. To Pierce. Pass into the post. Puts it up with one left on the clock. Shot no good.
Hey, that's a tough shot right there. Solid team defense forcing the miss.
Gets it down low. Bogut. And here's the double. Nice touch at the basket.
I like post players who've got not only will, but got skill as well. Here you're seeing the skill on the back down, backs down, and finishes right around the basket area.
Paul shoots for three. And he just flips it up as time winds down. Buzzer sounds, and the first half comes.